Hi, I'm Alan '08, and I am going to do a double recap of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills episodes 14 and 15. Somewhere along the way, I missed a week to do episode 14 because something else came up, or I just wasn't feeling it. So I'm going to tag in both episodes for today's recap. Okay, episode 14. We pick up where we left off with Crystal feeling lightheaded and asking the driver to pull over because she's not feeling too well. And Anne-Marie tends to her. And I didn't really like Kyle having some snide remark about how, they go from Crystal and Anne-Marie going at each other's throats to Crystal being at Anne-Marie's mercy with her taking care of her. It's like, Kyle, not now, okay? And the way I made notes is like, I'm not going to really do a recap of the order of how everything went, but like recap her character. So, again, Crystal felt sick and had to be rushed to the emergency room. And even though they did butt heads, she was very appreciative to Anne-Marie for helping her and looking after her. And per that, she's interested in trying to move forward with her, if not become best friends with her. As far as Garcelle, she's still fawning over Storm, and now she sees Storm's father there, and it's hard to tell with her of who is hotter to her, but she's still very much a smitten kitten with both of them. I don't know why, but she brought up again the conversation she had with Dorit, kind of like a recap of how she feels. Like, I understand how you feel, but you already addressed this, so why are we addressing it again? That's just how, honestly, I felt about it. But nonetheless, it led to another conversation about race. And while we brought up Dorit, she put in her personal story regarding growing up Jewish and the discrimination or prejudice that she had to go through. I don't know, it just seems kind of like tone deaf or annoying me. Not to take away from, how she was being treated because of her religion. At the same time, it's like, this is not a compare. Let's not do a whole competition of who has it worse, okay? And she also made a note to look up who Beanie Siegel was. And like looking at her, could you really tell that she listens to rap music? Not to be judgmental, but could you really tell? Like, even if if she has listened to rap music before, she would just use it as a opportunity to be pretentious and egregious about it. So, I'm very happy to see that Sutton was very much in her element. What with planning this trip to Spain and being the host of everything and having hosting her friends over for a dinner. And it was really cool that Sutton's friends shared with the ladies, how they knew her way back when and all that. Because I think they all worked with Merce Cunningham. Either that or they were just all friends during the time when Sutton was in her 20s living in New York. And she especially feels happy to let the ladies in on who was Sutton really before the ex-husband, the alimony, and basically her own business and all that money that she has. So it's really nice that she's opening herself a lot more to the ladies, and I'm hoping that the ladies truly have received her, because there have been some complaints about, Sutton doesn't really share her life, or like they don't know anything about her. Well, here it is. Take it or leave it. Now, as far as Kyle goes, it looks like she's interested in getting back on track as far as her friendship with Sutton, but given what we've been hearing like the last couple of weeks or close to basically over a month now, I can't be too sure that she's really interested in having a friendship with Sutton, especially from what we've been hearing and from what we've hearing regarding like a small preview snippet of what happened at the reunion. So I don't trust anything as far as Kyle. The emotional connection at the church was nice and all, but not sure if I can trust that. As far as Anne Marie, no BS from her in this episode, this time. And that's basically, oh yeah. And as far as Erica, she shows off her knowledge of Beirut, Lebanon. She shows off what she knows about the significance of white and Chinese culture, because Crystal wasn't too comfortable with wearing the white flowers to prepare for when Sutton releases the ashes at the ocean. And I have to say, I appreciate her thirst for knowledge. She said, like, even though she went as far, like the farthest she's gone in education is high school, she didn't go to college. She learned based on, who she hung out with, rubbed elbows with when she was married to Tom. And that's where her thirst of knowledge came from. And she always wanted to know what was going on in the world, where somebody has been, what they know, what culture they come from, all that. And I got to say, kudos to her for that, because even outside of school, there is always something to learn. Don't forget that. Let's see. The only thing is that she got pretty drunk when Sutton was hosting her friends at this dinner. And she kind of made an ass of herself, especially when she dumped on Brooklyn. Like, Brooklyn is a dump. And I could tell that certain viewers would have a huge problem with that, considering like her snobbishness about Brooklyn, and they didn't appreciate that, and I don't blame them, because it did come off as very snobbish and elitist. And there's the whole thing with the earrings, as far as the earrings ordeal, where it's like, it was overturned, and she was hoping for an apology from each of the ladies, because she felt that they were piling up on her, when really they were asking questions because everything that she was telling them was not adding up, and they just wanted to get to the truth. And they wanted to know why she wasn't showing compassion for said victims, especially with the earrings. So, yeah. Erica, you were kind of angry at the wrong thing. And even, this is going to be in the next episode, so I don't want to get too ahead of myself. But it's kind of very self-absorbed of her to expect them to apologize to her or fall at her feet. It's like, let it go already. In episode 15, it leaves off with Sutton feeling emotional before going to the releasing of the ashes ceremony. And she's still emotional from holding on to literally and figuratively Merce Cunningham's ashes, and as well as the ashes from her father's death and the ashes that was her divorce from her ex-husband Christian. I think the reason she kept the Merce Cunningham's ashes as long as he did was because she had a previous experience of losing her own father's ashes, and that she moved around a lot, and now she doesn't know where they are, and she felt really guilty on her, because it's like, once again, she's lost her father. And that's why she left. And I think that's why she kept Merce's ashes for as long as she did. And she was also still angry from how her marriage ended. And she was confused as to how she would move forward post the divorce. And it still hurts even this present day. But I mean, yeah, even though she's got all the money, you could tell that she really put her all into the marriage. And that and like she said, she felt alone even when her husband was with her, because he was always busy working. As she told Marie, she felt more lonely in her marriage than after the divorce. But however, she feels ready to let it all go, literally and figuratively, once they get to the ocean. Yet is still very emotional about it. And that was her release to the ocean. And when she let go of the ashes, some of it blew back on most of the ladies. Like, I've never had the experience of having someone else's ashes blown onto me, and I don't think I want to experience that. So I'll just take them at the word that is not the most pleasant experience. Let's see. When they're on the Sprinter van, I think they're going for a lunch or dinner. Anne Marie asks Sutton if she will ever marry again, even if she met the man of her dreams. Sutton says no, that is not possible. Like, she is just completely done with marriage. That's it. Um, let's see. She brings up the fact that Erica, like, while she's happy for her Vegas residency, she notices that Kyle was the only one who got the door to door, like the door invitation to her Vegas residency, and that she didn't get one. She was wondering, what's up with that, Erica? How come none of us got one? Are we not invited? And she's and then, but she assures her that she will show up and show her support anyway. And she said, like, Sutton remembers when her mother would make her invite her whole class to her birthday parties. And I'm just wondering if this is part of how and why Sutton has developed a people pleasing mindset. Like, she's feeling like, okay, I don't want anybody to be left out. I want everybody to be there. I want everybody to be happy. And I'm wondering if that's how she developed her people-pleasing mindset. I mean, that's a possibility. Let's see. And towards the end of the episode, Sutton makes a speech about how much she appreciates the ladies and considers them her friends. And because of her friends, they're like her family. And like I mentioned before, like, in a present day, Kyle and Sutton are like on this friendship break, and Kyle is trying to steer clear from him. So I'm thinking, okay, Sutton, you might want to pump your brakes on that, because you guys did have your tiff, and Kyle has announced that she wants a break from you. So I don't know where you stand on that now, if you feel that same way now, but yeah. And honestly, Kyle should not be even included in that, because you have said before, Sutton, that you don't consider Kyle that much of a friend, and she's not there for you. So, just saying. And again, while Kyle, it was nice of her to present a lending ear and shoulder for Sutton to cry on. And she acknowledged how much pain Sutton is still feeling even after divorce. And what she wanted to let go of at the releasing ceremony is the guilt over what happened to her best friend, Lorene. Like, her feeling like, maybe I should have done something. I should have tried a lot harder, and maybe Lorene would still be living today. She also wants to let go of how the connection was ripped apart with her sister Kathy, how the rift got larger within her friend group, and letting go with her uncertainty about the future. She's still reluctant to share how she really feels regarding her marriage on the rocks, but towards the end of the episode, she has a heart-to-heart with Dorit about how she's really feeling regarding her marriage to Mauricio, and she's worried about if they'll be okay or not. It's like, but I guess, like, it is her business, and it's up to her whether she's going to talk about it or when she's ready to talk about it. So, but I'm just thinking about how she would get on other people's cases for not talking about their personal business or their lives, and she gets mad when she's questioned about it. So she's still kind of a hypocrite for that. She is a hypocrite for that. So she kind of deserved the grilling that she got from Sutton and from Garcelle. Sorry. As far as Crystal goes, what she has let go of the releasing ceremony is literally her brother. Like, she's gonna step back and let her brother live his own life and make the decision regarding moving back to China. So basically, he's a resident abroad again. And let's see, she's dealing with the fact that her brother has to live his own life without Crystal or their mother around to tell him what to do. And even though Crystal has done nothing to Erica, she decides to be the bigger person and apologize for contributing to Erica's anger. And that's really nice of you to do it, Crystal, but you didn't do anything wrong. You're just saying what you feel. Like you were being honest like any friend would. Because it did make sense to you, and you wanted her to show compassion because that's what you would have done. You were just telling her what you felt. So basically you didn't really do anything wrong. But anyway, let's see. Garcelle shares a tidbit about Andy that when he was on her podcast, In Bed with Garcelle. I'm wondering if anyone's listened to that podcast. I haven't yet. I really can't say what I think about it, but she asked if Andy is a top or a bottom, because before there was a discussion about bears. And in the case of gay men, they're gay men that are like really fuzzy, like have with facial hair and all that. Wait, is that what I said? Let me see. Okay, anyway, yeah, Garcelle asked him if he was a top or bottom, and he says that he's a powerful top. Okay. And Garcelle's friend, who is a guy, shares that he is a blouse. And when I heard, I was like, he's a what? What are you talking about? And he explains like he's a blouse because he calls himself a feminine top. Like, I get it. Okay, I get it. Feminine top. Anyway, Garcelle chose to let go of abandonment issues from when her father left her when she was 3 years old, and her ex-husband betraying her love and her trust. Garcelle brings up Erica blaming the ladies for what she went through, and I have to say, like, it really wasn't fair of Erica to blame her anger on the ladies, because like Garcelle said all they were doing was trying to make her show accountability for what she said and for how she acted regarding the victims, and that's more than fair. Because like she said, they were her mirror, so you can't get too mad at that. Let's see. Excuse me. And Garcelle also pointed out that, like what Erica said at the releasing ceremony, which was she wanted to let go of the anger and resentment that she felt some of the ladies made her feel. That says to her how deeply affected Erica still feels regarding the ladies. Like, they're still angry. She's still angry because she felt like they didn't have her back and they were judging her harshly. All right, Erica, whatever you want to feel. You got a right to feel however you want to feel, and they have a right to say and feel however they want to, and you have to accept that. I mean, because all the ladies were doing was asking for sincere clarity. That's all they wanted. And Erica, she was still angry over the ladies not acknowledging the appeal of the diamond earrings, and not one of them except for Crystal went up to her and apologized. Like, why would they apologize? So basically you have a problem with them being honest with you, number one, and number two, asking you honest questions. Like, if that's the case, then that's your problem, not theirs. Like, what would happen if they didn't ask you questions? What would happen if they didn't say anything at all? I don't know. And honestly, as far as like the drama that she went through, her nasty attitude towards them didn't help anything either. It's like, and I couldn't help but wonder, well, are you going to apologize to Crystal for going off on her the way you did? Are you going to apologize to Sutton for going off on her the way you did? Are you going to apologize to Garcelle? So it's like, if we're going to talk about apologies, then you should be giving out apologies to them as well. Are you going to do that? Because that will be very much fair. But then she wants to make it about her turning over a new leaf, throwing her anger and old life away for good. Well, do what you can. Do what you got to do to let it all go. And if you really want to let things go, then you should apologize to the very people that you went off on for daring to be honest with you. Let's see. As far as, let's see. As far as Sutton asking her, like, why didn't anyone else get the door invitation to her Vegas residency that Kyle got, Erica assures her that, that she hasn't forgotten the support that Sutton and the ladies have shown her during her short stint on Broadway. So of course it goes without saying that they're all invited to go to her Vegas residency. All right, I don't really have much to say about that because Erica did it the way she wanted to, and Sutton felt the way she wanted to. So yeah. And Marie, she's real. I think what she's letting go, her release in the ceremony wasn't exactly a release scene, but it was just like a realization that she is a work in progress and she needs to work on maintaining happiness and peace for herself and her family. Whatever. She also asked Erica what she meant when she offered what she offered at the releasing ceremony. I mean, she is new to the group, so of course she's not up to speed on what's really going on. So probably was better off not asking, but she is in the group, and it will feel kind of awkward if you're new to the group and someone's bringing up something and you have no idea what they're talking about. Now, as far as Dorit, she's releasing like the PTSD that she was still feeling from the robbery from a year or so ago. Do what you can, because you got on Garcelle's case for why she's holding on to the resentment she felt regarding how some of the ladies treated her. So if you want Garcelle to let it go, then yeah, you should let go of whatever you were feeling from the robbery. I mean, after all, it has been a year ago. And once again, she shows off her pretentiousness by trying to order a Coke in Spanish. And even Kyle calls her out on it. Like, just say a normal Coke. They'll understand what you're talking about. And again, despite the difference that's been going on between herself and Kyle, Dory is there to listen to Kyle when she shares her marriage troubles with Mauricio and wondering if it's going to survive or not. Let's see. Oh yeah, and then there's the whole conversations about paperwork. And the general agreement amongst the ladies is women should never sign anything before reading it over first. And honestly, that seems like common sense. I mean, there's not really much more to say about it other than the fact that it's common sense. Like, yeah, you're supposed to read over everything that you're about to sign. But the ladies were flabbergasted that Kyle admitted that she just signs it away and hopes for the best that her husband will have her interest at heart. And even Son was like, oh, no. I don't care who it is. You read it over first before you sign it. And Kyle says that she puts all of her faith in Mauricio to pay all the bills, the taxes, including her taxes. And all she just does is just sign over the paperwork and let that be that. And even Erica's of the theory that, like, even if a woman were to read over everything, it wouldn't matter anyways, because, like, even then, like, you still don't know what you're signing away for. And Erica says it's okay for a woman to trust her husband, until it's not okay. And obviously she knows of what she speaks, considering what she went through. I don't know, just read over everything. Even if you don't understand it, ask questions. That's all I can say. Let's see. And at the dinner, the ladies thanked Sutton for the trip to Spain. Yeah, y'all better thank her for the trip to Spain, amongst other things. I'm just saying. And that was the end of their time in Spain. As far as episode 14 goes, it didn't seem like much was going on compared to episode 15. There's like a little more happening in episode 15 and 14. 14 was like, eh. But I can't wait to see how the rest of the season will go. And I certainly can't wait to see the reunion once it airs, because I'm hearing there's like some spicy things going on, like some fights between Kyle and the rest of the ladies, and Crystal and Dorit. And I'm hearing that Crystal got on Dorit's ass for her child bride comment, and I'm glad that she did, because she was out of line. Plain and simple. So, yeah. See you all next time.